I awake in a world that consists only of my breath, an inner landscape of shadows, spirits, and misplaced mirrors. The air tastes of metal and earth, of the sound of old doors that never quite close. Everywhere versions of me drift through the room of my soul, each copy wearing a different mask. Every face an actor in the theater of my mind. They appear deformed, not cruel in essence, yet sharp in execution, as voices that set rules when I am silent. They whisper old stories of repressions, of paths I have avoided for too long. And the longer I hold back, the louder their chorus. Fear, the unfinished, the unresolved chapters of my life. Behind walls of particle thoughts, behind doors of forgotten habits. Yet they press through every crease, meet me like cold fog on the skin, pull me into circles from which I can never fully escape. In this labyrinth as dense as night, the thought grows, there is another radical form of freedom. No longer just resistance against what holds me captive, but the absolute liberation from what tents me, obscures me, and makes me small. 100% separation, a clear boundary. No to their power, yes to my own breath, which becomes independent again. Comes the moment of resetting, a quiet, determined press of a button deep inside. Not violence against the demons, but a careful burning away of old patterns, a reordering of the rules, a fresh start on solid ground. I feel the pressure lifting, stillness entering, the space opening wider, as if the sky itself were forging a new arch for me. Night yields to a kind of morning light, still hesitating but already promised. My hands find their way back to my body. The sweat on my skin cools slowly into a soft rhythm, like waves beating the shore and receding. I am here, but not quite the same view of what was. I am here, but in a way that feels lighter, as if a heavy burden had been lifted from my shoulders. Was that real? The question drips like a drop from the dust layer of memory. Yet the drop does not stay on the ground. It falls, sparks, a trail of light left in the black background. I open my eyes, not with the certainty of a seal, but with the sober recognition Perhaps reality is not the one thing, but what I dare to feel, think, and do. The chill of the moment mixes with a warmth that begins to grow from within. I am sweaty with exertion, yet no longer overwhelmed. Being itself tells me a new story. I can choose, I can act, I can begin anew. Not with penance, but with dignity. If I think further, I notice that the inner voices, the voices of the past, do not simply vanish, but can transform out of the shadows. No longer monsters emerge, but role models, experiences that warn me, but also fortify me. And so I step out of the room of testing into a field that is still uncertain, but promises light. Not as a winner of a war against my own self, but as a guardian of a newly created balance. The freedom that is born from understanding, responsibility, and true self-acceptance. I no longer doubt the awakening, only how I bear the awakening. Perhaps it is not a final inhale and exhale, but a constant arrival and renewed breaking open. A river that perpetually refreshes itself. Yet now I begin to feel how the skin of the world touches me